for as much as we can.
Oh. Meow.
Ba 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 ba.
Meow.
Woo.
Meow.
Woo.
Alright, we're good.
Okay, good enough.
Good enough.
Okay.
Okay, guys, hello people, this is TBGN, I'm your host, Sugaroo.
I am your other host, Older Bro.
And we are back shiny hunting in Sword and Shield, where were probably expecting we were going to shiny hunt in Scarlet Violet. Well, not yet. Also, I can't hear the audio.
Oh, that's probably because I didn't set that. Hold on. No, that's not you. That's me. Hold on. I gotta fix that. I gotta go to here and go to advanced properties and say monitor and output.
There we go.
So now it should output. And now I think I need to just in case mute desktop audio so that that doesn't possibly affect things.
Okay, guys, so you were probably wondering why aren't we in Scarlet and Violet? Because A, I haven't been able to move over my Pokemon yet, and B, we're still shiny hunting in Sword and Shield. So we want to finish the shiny hunts we are currently on. So we'll finish Wooloo and we will finish Sobble, but I'm moving Wooloo into an egg hunt, sort of. I'm going to be alternating what kind of hunt I'm doing for Wooloo. So every 5 streams I'm going to do an egg hunt of Wooloo or the wild hunt. And when we go back to Wooloo, we'll be doing the wild hunt and then the egg hunt. So we're
basically going to do it the same until we get one
Yes.
of them gone, which I'm assuming there should be no way it's not going to be Sobble.
So guys, we are pretty much just going to try to get Sobble as quickly as possible.
Yeah, and then we will switch over to shiny hunting in the new games.
Alright, let me get my counter. Okay, so we are streaming on the other computer because
Yeah,
the streaming computer's in the shop.
Yeah, well, this is the streaming computer technically, but right now we don't have it set up as like streaming and recording computer because we kind of can't.
Yeah, so now I'm playing on a smaller screen, but that's okay. I can still play the game in Shiny Hunt.
Yeah.
We almost didn't Shiny Hunt tonight, but I feel like we had to so we can explain, hey, this is what we're doing with Shiny Hunting. This is when we're going to change over to Scarlet and Violet. I'm probably going to end up moving all my current shinies in this game over. And no, I will not be just putting these Pokemon in my PC because now I have the space. I don't want to do that. That's a lot of deleting I don't want to do in case I come back to Shiny Hunt in this game, and I will. I am moving into a mobile slot.
Yeah. So guys, for anyone wondering, that's how we're going to handle things now that you can finally connect the games. And if anyone's wondering why our audio sounds different, it's because of the PC being in the shop.
Yeah,
it should be fixed next week, so this should be the only week that we have problems. But you never know. Maybe it won't be fixed and we'll have to buy a new computer. We'll see. And let you know as soon as we find out.
Yeah, so one of these days I need to get my computer looked at as well.
Yep.
But that's not an now thing. So, they also fixed the thing where this menu was not saving, where you put stuff. But it doesn't matter anyway because it keeps putting the cursor on the wrong thing. Yeah, this menu pisses me off.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very strange. I don't understand why it doesn't just default to the top left thing every single time.
Or default to the thing you were just last on.
Yeah. Just like there's many ways they could have done it, and I don't understand how they're doing it. Like they're defaulted to bag.
Anyway, so we will continue shiny hunting in Sword and Shield for now. And I will move it into a mobile slot and do a series on it as soon as I can. But Sword and Shield shiny hunting is not going anywhere. It will come back. Just know I will not get to the shiny hunts for a long time. It's going to be a long time. because I still have to do my import for my mobile series. And I want to get that done before I do the shiny hunting for these series, because I'm almost counting them as a different series in a way, because I've never done Sword and Shield shiny hunting on my original channel, so it's not an import. The only one I could do an import for technically would be Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee.
Yeah, but we're not counting them as
already completed shiny hunting and Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, so there's no point.
But we also probably wouldn't have counted that anyways, because it's something that we moved over to the slot as, like, we would have moved it over because we were moving on to the new game, so we wouldn't have counted that as a. It's not an import in that sense. It would just be a new, like a continuation of a previous series that we'd already started.
Yeah.
So it's like,
and we haven't even done a main playthrough for Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee because we couldn't at the time.
Yeah.
Now we can.
We now have the ability, hopefully.
We do have the ability, and we can do it right now at any time, because when we play a game, we wait about 2 years before we replay it, like if it's a replay. But for Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee specifically, it wasn't necessarily a replay situation, it was a exhaustion situation.
Yeah.
Where we were tired of Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee and we wanted to move on to other things.
Yep.
So, Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee playthrough is coming, and it will be one of the last Pokemon import series I have to do.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a stream game, so it's gonna be a while, guys.
Yeah. That's the unfortunate problem with Pokemon, is they keep releasing a lot of new games, which means that we keep having problems playing old ones. But we'll get to it.
Pokemon is one of the main reasons why we counted the side games as separate, because there's just so much of it.
It is also the only game series, it's technically one of the only game series we're doing that for. Other game series, we're not necessarily counting the side games as different games immediately. It has to be a game on Pokemon's level, otherwise we're just going to say, no, they count as the same.
Dragon Ball, as far as we're aware, are...
Yeah, it's one of the only ones that we would
consider.
Yeah, and we've not even fully decided we're doing that yet, but that's one of the few game franchises we would even consider doing, because it's just like, what's the other things? Like Mega Man. No, Digimon doesn't have a canon. Every game's just its own thing.
Okay. Fire Emblem.
No, same thing. Final Fantasy, same thing.
Resident Evil.
Same thing. Like, the only thing they have is remakes, but those are still the same thing. That they're still the same games. That's the thing, is in most situations, it's like Zelda. Most game franchises are just, they have the canon games, and then they have the remakes of those same games.
Zelda might.
Yeah, but again, there's no side games for Zelda. What are we gonna play? Like, yeah, but like, that's it. There's Hyrule Warriors. There's the shooting game for Twilight Princess.
That was
like
considered doing.
No. So like, yeah. So it's like there's really no games for us to put aside games. That's the thing with Pokemon. They have different franchises. Like the main series and the remake series is one franchise, and then they have the Mystery Dungeon franchise, and I
suppose Sonic might be one.
No, same problem. They don't have any. There's no side games. They're all canon in quotes.
There's some side games.
Sort of, but it's not like Pokemon. It's just
like
that they're
classics. Honestly, Sonic might be in a similar scenario than Dragon Ball, where they have a trilogy almost for every game.
Yeah. And that's the thing. That's the reason. Yeah, the reason that I'm okay with doing that with Pokemon is because they have a dedicated canon franchise and a dedicated, and like all the side games are their own stuff. But like with Dragon Ball, that kind of isn't how they do things. They just do new games, and none of them are more canon or less canon.
Different tellings of the same story.
Yeah. But there is no one that is canon.
Different play styles of the same game.
Yeah, exactly. But again, it's the reason Pokemon has this is because there are so many games, and there's an easily distinguishable way to say mainline, non-mainline. But Dragon Ball doesn't have that. Every game is its own mini franchise.
Yeah,
but none of them are main versus not main.
Is the closest to where it's its own franchise because Xenoverse somehow leads to Dragon Ball Heroes.
Well, I was gonna say, yeah, there's
how it does.
Well, I was gonna say there's
I don't
that.
Understand how
yeah.
it does.
So like Xenoverse is basically Dragon Ball Heroes, the games. So like that has its own
Xenoverse is
thing.
Dragon Ball What If.
Well, yes, but that's not what I mean. I mean, like, Super Dragon Ball Heroes, basically, these are the games for Super Dragon Ball Heroes, basically. Like, in a sense. They're related to that. But
the game came first and then the anime.
Oh, okay. So. But yeah, so it's like, these are basically. Yeah. But these are basically related to that. So, like, Super Dragon Ball Heroes and its game and then Xenoverse are sort of connected to each other. But, like, they're not really... They're no more main series than, like, the Budokai trilogy. Or there was 4 of those, weren't there? The Budokai franchise and the Tenkaichi franchise.
Budokai only had 3 games.
I thought they did have Budokai 4.
Nope. They're now going to have Budokai Tenkaichi
I knew
4.
I knew the new Tenkaichi 4.
Budokai did not... No, there was Ultimate Tenkaichi, which was not part of the Budokai games. That was its own game.
Well, yeah, Ultimate Tenkaichi is not part of the Tenkaichi. I don't refer to Budokai as Tenkaichi.
But Budokai only had 1, 2,
because the Tenkaichi games
3.
are actually a different thing from the Budokai games. They're not connected to themselves either.
Yeah.
Like,
there was Budokai 1, 2, and 3.
And then
there was Tenkaichi 1, 2, and 3.
And then Super Dragon Ball Z, which is its own thing. And Ultimate Tenkaichi, which is its own thing.
And then Budokai Tenkaichi. Yeah, if there was a Budokai 4, which I don't think there was, it was Japan only.
Yeah. Yeah, which these are also by Dims.
Yeah, there was usually never a 4th game in any of the Dragon Ball Trilogy games. Like, that's never been a thing until Budokai Tenkaichi, when they announced Budokai Tenkaichi 4.
Yeah.
Which is why the internet lit up and why I lit up. But, yeah, what Dragon Ball has is Dragon Ball has a lot of different variations of games. But it doesn't have, like, a mainstream series that is... Like, the only game that closely followed the anime was Kakarot.
I was gonna say, they're just... That's the thing.
Like,
this
Kakarot's
entire
the
franchise,
closest
the
to
entire
playing
franchise
the anime
is just,
as a game.
Yeah, the entire franchise is just different takes and interpretations on the original franchise in just replaying the scenes. So it's like there are almost no games that are
its own story. And
well,
Xenoverse is
yes, there are almost no games with their own story, and those are the best games. Just flat out. I don't feel like that's even an objective opinion. Tenkaichi is not and Budokai are not as good as Xenoverse, due to the sheer fact that Xenoverse has its own unique new plot in the Dragon Ball Z universe.
Budokai Tenkaichi and Budokai Tenkaichi were before, like Kakarot and Xenoverse and the idea of having your own pack.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, those games are, I feel it is not arguable to say that those games are not better than the previous games. Not because they didn't play, like, I'm not saying they all play better. I'm saying they are a better concept for a game. Like, it is, if you want to make a video game in the Dragon Ball Z universe, it is better to make a game with its own unique story than to make a game where it's just a rehash of the anime you already watched.
And then Kakarot happened and blew up
Yeah.
the internet.
Again, I'm not saying you can't do that and do it well. I'm just saying, unique story, always better.
Well, Kakarot had some uniqueness to it. Like, the art style was unique. Gameplay wasn't. It plays similarly to Xenoverse.
Which one's Android 21?
Android 21 was in there, but only because Fighters is popular. And
That's what I'm saying. So, like, Fighters, Xenoverse, great games. Because they got new story. Android 21 is effectively canon.
Yeah, and apparently, I got spoiled on a little bit of Xenoverse. So some of the DLC, the newest DLC actually, had Android 21 in the story.
Oh,
I'm not going to say what she does. I'm not going to
really
say.
hope so.
I thought just know she had actual speaking dialogue points, and she was amazing.
Yeah. By the way, speaking of Xenoverse, there is we've said this a few times, but there's an unofficial confirmation. Xenoverse 3 is in development.
Yes.
This unofficial confirmation is from an employee at Shueisha, the people who do the anime. So, like, I'd say they're pretty reliable. But
yes, guys, Xenoverse 3 is gonna happen. I hope it is not a Raging Blast situation, because I think Xenoverse is more popular than Raging Blast. I think Xenoverse plays better than Raging Blast, and I originally didn't like how Xenoverse played.
Yeah.
Because I didn't understand it, and then when I got to understanding it, I'm like, still don't like it, but I can play it.
Yeah, so it's... But yeah, anyways, so that's my problem with it, is that I feel like we would have to, if you want to do things where we try to break up the Dragon Ball franchise into two different groups, we would have to find a good way to do that.
I can only think of, like, maybe separate them by date?
Well, I was gonna say the way feel like the way we'd have to do it is something that, like, gameplay style. We'd have to look at it as, like, these are the ones that are, like,
Xenoverse.
Well, I was gonna not necessarily like Xenoverse, but, like, specifically I was gonna say we'd have to separate them out into, like, these are, like, Street Fighter kind of games versus other kind of games. Something like that. Where you'd have to look at, like, the way the combats work and separate them out into, like, these are this kind of combat systems. These are this kind of combat systems. Would you be angry if I called you ugly? Mr. B, many people have called Goombas ugly creatures, and we have been stomped on many times. It is nothing that I have not heard before.
But, yeah, I don't know. Separate the games by before 2000s.
But yeah, see, like, that feels very arbitrary. That's why I'm saying I don't know if there's any franchise that we could do like Pokemon. Because Pokemon is so straightforward. Because it is such a bright line of, this is a main series game. This is not a main series game.
I mean, that's...
Like...
But in a way, we are separating Pokemon by the different playstyle of games. Because Mystery Dungeon plays faster.
Well, yeah, but here's the core thing. We're not separating it out like that.
No, we're not separating it out because it's its own series.
Well, no, what I'm saying is, we're not separating out Mystery Dungeon from Snap. We cannot play a Mystery Dungeon game and a Snap game at the same time.
No.
We can only play a main series game and any side series game at the same time. That's what I'm saying. That's why that line is super straightforward. Because it is very clear to say, is this Brilliant Diamond or original Ruby and Sapphire? Is this Scarlet Violet?
Ranger?
It's a main series game. Is it Ranger, Mystery Dungeon, any side game? It's a side game. So it's like, it is so straightforward. That's the only reason we do it that way. And because the franchise is so huge.
And even though Dragon Ball is huge,
it has there's nothing like that.
It does...
Like, we would have to divide it up into 7 different
It started
things.
as an anime first and then made into games.
Exactly. So it's like,
and they didn't have, like, a one continuous game
Exactly.
franchise. They had multiple different ones.
Yeah. And so that's why I'm saying I don't think we can divide it up like Pokemon, because the way we'd have to do it is we either have to go through every single game in the franchise and try to figure out, like, 2 different groups to put them in.
Separating from
Like-
8-bit and 3D.
Yeah, like something like that, which would feel very arbitrary. Or we'd have to do something like stupid, where we'd say like, oh yeah, we just divide it up by date, or something that's like, it's still arbitrary, but it's like, there's at least a bright line for it. But it's just like, it doesn't work in the same way as Pokemon. So it's like, yeah, I just don't think we can do it.
But Dragon Ball's the only one we could.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's game franchises that like that, but it's just like they are few and far between, and I don't think we're ever gonna. I don't think any other game series is gonna be divided up.
Like, guys, the closest we would do for any other series where we played like multiple games roughly around the same time. I had this idea where we had a bowl, and we put these little papers in this bowl, and it's like a drawing of like which franchise we do like every 2 series of.
Younger Bro wants to do a lottery.
Yeah, like I put all these series in and I pull out, I don't know, DC games, and every 2 series for Let's Play Mobile and Stream is a DC game or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But guys, we're not around to doing that because I wanted to do that after I got done with my import.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, my voice sort of cracked there. But like, because here's the other thing. There is another franchise. There's one other franchise that we could do this for. And that's Mega Man.
Like, does Mega Man have a main line?
Sort of? That's the problem. They have 5 lines. Well, actually, no. I think they do have 2 main lines. Because the original Mega Man series goes from 1 to... Well, we used to go up to 10, but 1 to 10. Now they've added 11. And then the X franchise... I can't remember if the X franchise is in the future of the original Mega Man universe. I know the Zero franchise. That franchise is in the future of Mega Man X.
But then we'd be dividing the games depending upon whose story it is.
Well, no, what I'm saying is, like, the X and Zero franchise is one continuous story. Like,
Okay.
the Zero franchise is just like 100 years later or something. But it's still the same universe. And the same thing is true for Battle Network. Battle Network and Star Force are one universe. They, like, the Star Force games are after the Battle Network games, like 100,000 years, whatever. Doesn't matter. Like,
Okay.
so, like, those are easily dividable lines. I just don't remember if the Mega Man X games follow after the Mega Man original games.
Yeah, I think maybe the only other series we could do it for is maybe Marvel. We could maybe do it for Marvel.
Yeah, so it's like there's very few things.
And they're usually like some of the biggest franchises. It's Pokemon, Dragon Ball, Marvel, Star Wars, and I'm not sure Star Wars has enough games to where we can do that for.
Mm-hmm.
Because, guys, believe it or not, I didn't really play a lot of Star Wars games growing up. The only Star Wars games I played growing up was Force Unleashed 1 and 2. Yeah, then years later, I played Fallen Order, and I'm going to play Survivor eventually. So... I don't know if we could do that for Lego. Like, we kind of keep Lego separate from each other. Despite it being different franchises usually.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
I'm wondering if we could do it for maybe Lego. But we already keep them
Yeah,
separate.
that's the problem. The problem is...
if we did Lego games in a row, we would have to do different series. Like,
Yeah.
we can't have Lego Spider-Man next to Lego Avengers.
Yeah, that's the big problem, is that it has to be a franchise that has so many games that it is impossible to catch up to them by playing them at like one and then waiting a while and playing the next one and then waiting a while and playing the next one.
Yeah, and that's usually Pokemon, Zelda, Dragon Ball, and Lego.
Yeah. And it's like, they're just, yeah. But it also has to be... Yeah.
And Marvel. So...
Yeah.
But we can't really do that for a lot of... Because they're all different situations than Pokemon. Like, Mystery Dungeon is a completely separate story and a completely separate game from the mainline games. Because the mainline Pokemon games is this. It's what we're playing now. It's what we're shiny hunting in. I mean, I guess you could shiny hunt Mystery Dungeon, but I wouldn't recommend it. Like, Pokemon side games are just fundamentally different games than the mainline games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for Marvel, right now the mainline game is the Spider-Man franchise. Spider-Man 1, 2, and then Wolverine. Don't know when Wolverine's coming out, though. So, I guess a side game would be Lego Marvel games for Marvel, but we're already playing them.
Okay, so here we go.
I mean, we're going to play it regardless.
So I did finally find this. So technically, there is no official canon that's been released that connected all the games for Mega Man.
Okay.
But there is a rough canon that exists. So, the Mega Man series happens, then the Mega Man X series happens, then the Mega Man Zero series happens, then ZX, which is the like sequels to Zero, happen, and then the Mega Man Legends series happens several thousand years after.
I almost want to say Mega Man's almost in a similar situation with Zelda. But
yeah.
The Zelda games, they're all connected.
Yeah. Whereas the Mega Man games are not all connected, in that they're all linear. Except for Star Force and Battle Network. Because in the actual... There is... The divergent timeline for Mega Man is, in one universe, Dr. Light was super into robotics, and in one universe, Dr. Light was super into telecom stuff. So he made, like, the internet. And in one universe, he made, like, artificial intelligence. Robots.
Okay.
So the classic Mega Man all the way up to X, Z, ZX, Legends, all that is in the universe where Dr. Light created robotics. And in the Battle Network and Star Force games, he created the internet.
Okay.
So that's the other timeline. So that is the only franchise that I can think of that we could divide up. But also, we kind of don't care to divide that up that as much. It's not as big of a deal as Pokemon.
Plus, there's probably not as many games as Pokemon.
Yeah, like
Mega Man, I feel like we could do in a year. If we wanted to. Maybe 2. So we could catch up on Mega Man.
Yeah. Let me look at list of Mega Man games.
Because it does not even half the number of games that Pokemon has.
Okay, well, according to this, there are 130 titles in the Mega Man series, but that's not accurate, because a lot of them are probably remakes and stuff that's only in Japan and unrelated stuff.
Yeah.
So, let's look at it just from a numerical standpoint. There are 11 Mega Man games.
And Pokemon, I could see actually having over 100.
Yeah. Then there's...
Yeah, because Pokemon Rumble, Pokemon Ranger, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Pokemon Unite, which is just Rumble without the toys.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, guys, like, I have a friend or two that wants me to play Pokemon Unite with them, and the only interest I have in it is collecting the different variations of Pokemon. Otherwise, I don't really care to play the game. Similar situation with like the TCG online.
Mm-hmm.
And TCG is different as well.
Yeah, so there's 11 Mega Man series. There's 8 X games. There's 2 or 3 Mega Man Legends games. But I don't really know enough about the Mega Man Legends games to play those. The Battle Network games had 7, because they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 2, and 6. Oh, and some of those are 2 versions. And then 0 had 1, 2, 3, 4, and ZX. And ZX Advent. And then Star Force had 1, 2, and 3. But remember, 1 had 3 games. 2 had 3 games. No, sorry. 1 had 3 games. 2 had 2 games. And 3 had 2 games. So it's...
But yeah, for Mega Man specifically, I don't think it has enough games to where we need to divide them up, because they're already going to be divided up.
Yeah, exactly. So, I don't think that's necessary.
But yeah, guys, for Pokemon, we might need to move up a couple of my imports, because I believe I have at least 7 series I have to import that were Pokemon from my original channel. Oh boy, that's gonna be fun. And I have imported a couple Pokemon series from my old channel. Coliseum was one of them. Technically, Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, but we moved over the Shiny Hunting in the story mode.
Yeah.
We haven't touched a lot of the 3DS games yet, because we haven't had a way to play them both at the same time yet until now.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of these games, the reason why Pokemon waited is because we just didn't have the ability to play them at the same time.
Yeah.
Now, Dragon Ball doesn't necessarily have that excuse. The reason Dragon Ball was delayed heavily was because of Xenoverse. Xenoverse kept coming out with new shit and forcing me to delay games.
Yeah.
I'm still having to delay games because of Xenoverse, guys, but I'm prioritizing them over Xenoverse's DLC, which is why we haven't had any new Xenoverse 2 content in a while. Just started my Pokemon Sword game yesterday, and my Pokemon... oh yeah, hello, Sabrina.
Hello, Sabrina.
Want a good flying type level 32 as my flying... So I can... Oh, we don't do trading, because we don't do that kind of trading. We're shiny collectors, so we'll trade with anybody who helps for the collecting purposes. But if you want to ask people in chat, feel free.
I don't think there's that many people
in
in chat.
But there's not that many people in chat this time. And also, we can't trade anyway, because Older Bro's room has bad internet connection for the game, not necessarily for streaming.
Yeah, it's really weird. For some reason, the computer can connect perfectly fine, but the Switch is like, no, that's not good enough.
And guys, it is not just the Switch, and it's not just Switch games.
Yeah, because you've had it happen on the PS5.
I've had it on the PS5, had it on the PS4, and...
Yeah, it's for some reason consoles, but not the computer.
the computer has like an extra antenna to connect to the network.
Which we can't really have work on consoles. It doesn't work well, or at all.
Yeah, we tried that though, guys. Yeah. We did think of that.
So, yeah, so we can't really do trades well.
Like, the only way I was able to do a trade was to connect my Switch to my phone's Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
And that's also a hassle. I have to literally go to my Switch's main menu to do that, and I want to show off my Switch's main menu as low as possible. But yeah, we would like to do trading in the future on streams, but as of this time, we cannot. So if you want to trade with me and you want to offer some stuff to help my collection grow, we would have to schedule trade off camera. Yeah, right now we've been looking for this last Sobble for 16 hours. Probably over that.
Getting there, yeah.
Yeah, this Sobble has already beaten the last Sobble in terms of encounters. Like, this is kind of what I expected the Sobble Shiny Hunt to be. But anyway, guys, we have a game schedule for a reason, and we have to keep to that schedule more or less. Because we don't want too many game series that are the same to come out around the same time.
Yep. Oh, sorry. I am struggling today.
Maybe you're not getting enough water in your system.
I guess not.
Probably drink some more water. It's good for the health.
It's good for the heart.
It's also really hot in here, so that could also be affecting our speech patterns.
Yeah, seriously.
Like, guys, this... We have a light fan turned on in the background. That way you can't hear it on the mic, and that's barely helping. Like, it is hitting us, and we're still sweating. I almost want to describe Older Beau's room as the hottest room in the house. Only because it is so big, it can't really hold a lot of cold air in. Like, it kind of just dissipates and is absorbed by all the other hot air in here.
Yeah, it's very strange.
I mean, this was a garage at one point.
Yeah.
And garages are typically pretty warm in the summer.
Yeah.
That's why there's usually a lot of air conditioning in them. Yeah, Older Bro didn't have an air conditioning that came with his room. He had a heater that came with this room. So this place wasn't designed to be cold, it was designed to be hot.
We are on fire! We are on fire! It is hot, hot, hot!
Yeah, guys, I'm so hot that I'm taking off my goddamn headphones because it is making my head hot. It is so bad in here, guys.
I hate the fact that my fucking, the Google Sheets app does not allow you to drag cells down in the app. So I'm just like, well, fuck.
But yeah, guys, there's a lot of games we would love to play for the channel, but unfortunately,
we'll get to them when we can get to them.
Quick enough, apparently. Yeah, the only way we get to other games faster is if we actually become Game Grumps and we abandon series. Which...
Well, I was gonna say more that we become full-time, which is, I think, more important.
Like, guys, I honestly want to say we have a better idea of what we should do for our channel than Game Grumps. Game Grumps will just outright abandon a series, especially...
Yeah, and we absolutely hate that.
Yeah. Especially ones that they just don't want to complete. Not out of, like... They do it for the views, and if the series is not getting enough views, then they don't care about it and they move on.
There's been a few games that they gave up in the past because they were
like pissed off at it.
Yeah, they really just
and we've done that too.
But those are very rare for them, and it's more just it didn't do enough, so fuck it. But we only don't finish games when we literally can't finish them.
Yeah, if we are physically unable. Like Sonic Unleashed, PS3 version.
Yep.
So yeah, guys, what we do is if a series goes on for too long, at 50 episodes, we just say, okay, we're making this into multiple seasons and scheduling season 2 later.
Yep. Not had that happen yet.
It's about to. Evolution 2.
Well, yeah, but that is a special case of we finished it before episode 50 by 1 episode, and so
I actually could have continued because at the time I didn't want to do the challenge mode.
Yeah.
I've looked into the challenge mode, guys, for Evolution 2. I can do it.
Yeah. But at the
Sucks,
time,
but I can do it.
At the time we were done with the game, and it was 49 episodes, and so now we're gonna when we bring it back for later stuff, it will be season 2, and it'll just be a 51 season 2. So it's like it.
Oh, it's gonna go long.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying that like.
But when we come back, it's gonna start out at episode 50 for season 2 instead of 51.
Yeah, so it's like it's technically we are not on a season 2 yet for any game because we ended it and there was nothing more to do.
There was no more to do at the time.
Now there is more to do, so when we bring it back, it will be a season 2 at that point.
By the way, guys, speaking of Jurassic stuff, it is the 30th anniversary for Jurassic Park. They didn't really have a DLC for it. There may have been a few mods that were made for JPOG. I didn't really look into it all that much because there's not really a lot of other JPOG mods I want to play. Like there was the actual Jurassic World mod that I do want to play. Yeah. But
every time you say Operation Genesis says JPOG, I get very upset because I just imagine somebody saying that it's JPOGers, and I just hate the concept of somebody saying that. I don't like this acronym.
So what I do know about is there is a Funko Pop coming out that is a golden T-Rex for the 30th anniversary. No, I'm not getting it. I want to get it. Like, guys, if I could own all the Jurassic Park and Jurassic World Funko Pops, I would. I'd buy them all in a heartbeat. I just don't have the room for them. Like, right now, I can only have one more Funko Pop in my room.
Yeah.
And I'd like my next Funko Pop to maybe be Lukua from Hatsune Miku. I kind of want to own all the Hatsune Miku Funko Pops. I wonder if they have a new Hatsune Miku one. I have all of the limited edition ones that are currently known, I think. I don't know. I haven't kept an eye on Hatsune Miku Funko Pops. But, yeah, one day I would like a whole shelf of just nothing but Funko Pops. Like, that would be amazing. And they'd be all Jurassic Park and Hatsune Miku, all of my favorite series.
Yeah.
I think the Funko Pop I want the most currently is Macy from Dominion. There's a Dominion Macy Funko Pop.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Macy from the Thanksgiving Day Parade.
No. And maybe the next one would be Coraline. There is a Coraline Funko Pop. There's quite a few of them, actually.
I was gonna say, there's basically Funko Pops for it. It's almost a rule, an internet rule of if it exists, there's a Funko Pop of it. That's pretty close.
There are some series. Okay, there are some characters that do not have Funko Pop. For instance, there's no Marnie Funko Pop. They don't really do Pokemon trainers. And they don't have Gardevoir or some of the mythicals as Funko Pops yet. But yeah, there are, as far as I'm aware, no Funko Pop Pokemon trainers.
That seems impossible.
Thank you for the follow, Gamer Kiki. There might be now, but the last time I checked, there is no trainer Funko Pops. Like, there have been some fan ones. We don't do that kind of trades here, Gamer. We do trades that have to do with helping to increase the collection.
Yeah.
Like, we're shiny collectors, not shiny hunters, but you can feel free to trade with anybody in the chat.
Including the person above, who probably isn't still here.
But, yeah, trading just doesn't go over well in Old Bro's room because it doesn't have a good internet connection.
Yeah. Yeah, the consoles in this room are not sufficiently interneted to be able to trade, so I'm sorry that we cannot assist you in this.
But yeah, a lot of Pokemon streamers just don't even allow trades in chat, and I don't know why.
I think a lot of it's they don't want. It becomes kind of spammy. They have so many comments, and they'd rather them be related to them than related to other things.
I suppose. Medusa.
Yeah, Masuda.
Oh, Masuda.
Yeah, we get that, but like, yeah, we just can't do trades.
And also, I don't really have any extra Japanese dittos on me, or even a different language ditto. I only have one because I only need one, and I want to trade the others.
Yeah, so
I do not have any extra, like, different language dittos.
Yeah. So sorry about that, Kex.
Didn't want to call him gamer.
We already have too many gamers in chat.
Every single one of them are gamers.
I'm German, so I don't need other language. Well, we don't have that many English ditto either.
I don't need other. To do the Masuda method, you have to have a different ditto from
whatever country that you're playing in.
So you kind of do need another language.
But he's saying he doesn't need a different language from English.
I understand.
Yeah, but we don't have.
I think he's saying he needs it for Masuda method.
Yeah, he's just saying he doesn't need Japanese. The English is fine.
But
but we don't have that either.
I mean, I can technically get an English ditto for him if I.
But we can't trade it even if we got it, and we don't have extras. So.
But yeah,
apologies for the inability to help you.
But yeah, the trades that we try to do on camera have to do with getting all the shinies that I'm currently looking for. And we have a list of all the Pokemon that we need. We rarely use it though, because not a lot of people ask for it. Oh guys, you should know. So last stream we had somebody come in and say, hey, I used A Drive Zap and he shared his collection with us. He even linked it. That was not A Drive Zap, even though the guy said it was A Drive Zap. That was false. It is not. It was a completely different app than A Drive's. But that app did share his collection, which A Drive app doesn't do. But A Drive has said that he will make it be able to be shareable. He has not done it yet. So, either that guy was lying to me, or he didn't know that he wasn't using A Drive's app. Because it is currently not possible to use the A-Drives app and share your collection. But I await for the day it does, because the day it does, guys, I will link my collection in the description of all of our videos on YouTube. Guys, you can't really... Is there a description, really, for Twitch? Like, for videos?
Sort of, but no.
Not in the same way that YouTube does?
No. There's, yeah, comments, but, yeah, there's not... No.
Okay. But yeah, guys, you can feel free to donate any shiny Pokemon to the cause. Just know that if you do, we would have to trade off camera.
Yeah.
And once we move out, hopefully that changes.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Because it would mean I could do internet and stuff in whatever room we put our equipment in.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I think our equipment has to be in the same room as a router.
Yeah, I don't think it's a problem.
Because I'm not sure you can place your router wherever you want.
No, you usually can. You can put it in whatever, usually in your family room or whatever. They'll put it wherever.
Yeah, and we would put it in our gaming room.
Yeah, we'll just put it in there and hardwire things to it, and then Wi-Fi, everything else.
Yeah, guys, it's gonna take us a longer while now, to move out. Like, guys, I was getting pretty close to where I wanted, so we could move out, and then I lost my job. And all that money went into mainly DLC for the channel and essentials, like gas and stuff. So all that money went.
Yep.
And now I'm starting to build it back up.
It's cool. But yeah.
Still gonna take a fucking long time. Because, guys, you do not know how bad we want to move out right now.
Yeah. It's gonna be a pain in the butt.
But, yeah, guys, like I said, it's gonna take roughly another 6 months to a year before we're ready to move out. That's assuming I don't get fired.
Yeah, that is a big assumption. Oh yeah, by the way, guys, for anyone wondering, why the heck did we start streaming so late? That's because we recorded a video today that will be coming out next week, and it took 2 fucking hours to record. So...
Yeah, guys, so we're only going to do 2.5 hours tonight.
Yeah, so, well, normal, as normal, our cutoff is 11. Younger Bros was saying, like, he doesn't really have a problem going past that, but I'm just like, we'll just make that a standard cutoff.
I am more or less now on my permanent schedule.
Yeah. But I think it's a good policy to just say, have a hard cutoff and say we're not going to go past that, except in very specific circumstances.
Yeah, so on my days off, I'm free to stay up, however.
Yeah.
But if I know I'm going to work the next day, then I have to cut it off at 11.
Because it's good to stay in a sleeping schedule more or less. Even if you stay up a couple hours like beyond, it's still like it's good to try to stay.
Yeah, I tried getting up at 8 today, but I was so out of it.
Yeah.
Like, I slept till 9.
Yeah.
So an hour longer than I wanted.
Yep. But that's okay. That's not a big...
Yeah, guys, on the weekends, I just catch up my sleep.
Yeah. That's how most people do it.
Plus, I kind of need the rest because my legs are really feeling it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't believe I got 2 4-day weekends in a row.
Mm-hmm.
That's not going to be a normal thing, guys.
Yeah. I mean 4-day weeks, not weekends.
This is the second week where I had Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday off.
Oh, okay. So it is 4 weekends. Okay.
Yeah. So, but by next week, I think
It'll pick up.
it'll pick up, and I actually won't have Mondays off because it's gonna be my come in 5 hours and leave. It's overtime pay. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never heard of a company that has mandatory overtime because most companies are the opposite.
Father's company does it.
Well, I knew that he occasionally does overtime, but I was under the impression that was
Optional.
well, optional overtime, but it was optional. It was available time that they wanted people there, but it was always optional because most companies don't want to pay overtime because overtime means they have to pay you time and a half.
I think they have it because not everybody gets their 40 hours in. And that will help get towards that.
Well, yeah, but it's that... my experience from companies has always been like, no, we don't want you to work over 40 hours because that means we have to pay you time and a half. And we would rather not do that.
Yeah, that's usually the lower companies, and the higher companies
refuse to pay more people, or to refuse to hire more people. Yeah.
So, have I talked to you about my certification quizzes that I've been doing?
Vaguely.
I think
You
I
vaguely
briefly,
mentioned it,
yeah. So, guys, I had to take like some surveys on this app that I use for work. I don't like it. I don't. It's so stupid. Because apparently this app is what tells me if I'm off work or not. I went in yesterday thinking I had to go to work. Yeah. And I didn't.
Yeah.
Like, not even the information desk knew if I was off or not.
But you now know
I hated
that.
that. But yes, I do now know it's in the app.
Gotcha.
So I just got done with all my certifications, right?
Yeah.
And I look on it Friday.
Mm-hmm.
So I got done with all of them Thursday.
Yeah.
I look on it Friday. They added a new one.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just want to briefly say this, and it's very interesting, and I have no idea how it is.
Yeah.
So I'm outbound day shift, right?
Sure.
So everybody is kind of on a different server on this app.
Sure.
So apparently they have a ranking system.
Sure.
And it's the top 10 like pointage people.
Yeah.
I think it goes all the way up to 100 or however many employees are in the day shift.
Yeah, whatever the...
I was very surprised to learn.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the top 10.
Oh.
I just got there and I'm in the top 10 people of these certifications.
That's interesting.
I think I'm number 8.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So I was like, oh! So, 2 things. One, maybe not every employee uses this app because they don't care about it.
Well, that
or not everybody takes the certifications.
I was going to say it might be a situation, where they already took the certifications a long time ago and no longer have to take more certifications or something.
And they just don't do the daily stuff anymore. That's the third option. But yeah, I am currently in the top 10.
Yeah.
And the top people have a little over 1,000 points. Like, the top person had like 1,120.
Mm-hmm.
I had like 980.
Yeah.
So, it is very interesting to know that I am near, like, level of top 10 people. It's very interesting.
strange.
Very
strange.
Like, that's two things I've been lucky on at this job. Like, first, it was, so my trainer was just about to pretty much just hand me off on my own.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, okay, I'm going to turn you over to your own thing. I'm going to be a lane over from you, but you are completely running this lane on your own. And he's like, and he comes up to me, he's like, you passed.
Yeah.
Not everyone passed on their first day. That's rare. I'm like, oh. And now the certifications where I'm in the top 10, I'm like, how?
Yeah. Hey, that's not bad. Even if it's not a job that you necessarily want to do or that is in where you want to be.
I think I'm only in the top 10 of these people because A, maybe those scenarios we were just talking about.
Yeah.
Or B, it's because, so these certifications are similar to OSHA questions. It's mainly about safety, what you do and what you not do. And I'm OSHA certified.
Yeah.
And I passed all my OSHA tests with flying colors.
Yeah.
Like, I pretty much aced all of them except for one field, and that one field was like fire safety.
Yeah.
Because I've never been in fire before, so I don't know too much about it.
Sure. I still say that you could have gone for like a health and safety inspection guy or OSHA inspection person.
I could have, but the problem is I'd be branded as an asshole.
Well, yes, but here's the problem. Here's the thing. Yes, that's true, but the other thing is the reason OSHA and other inspection people are assholes is because it is their job to be an asshole. It is their job to go in and say, here is how you are fucking up, and if you don't stop fucking up, we're closing your business down.
Yeah, and you
fix these problems.
And you don't want
now.
that.
Yeah, exactly. But that's their whole job. Their job, OSHA employees and inspectors in general, don't want you to fail. No inspector wants to go into a business and say, yeah, everything about this place sucks. They want to say, yes, we found no problems. But it's their job to report every problem so that people are not abusing the rules.
Like, guys, apart from...
Because that's the thing. Walmart does not give a shit about OSHA safety. They don't care. They don't want...
And they should.
Yeah, but, well, that's the thing. They would prefer to be able to do whatever they want. They'd prefer to not pay their employees anything and just force you to work. They can't do that because the law doesn't let them do that. And that's the same thing with OSHA. The reason companies like OSHA and health inspectors and stuff like that, the reason those things exist is because companies in the past have failed to do something they should have done. So now they're forced to be inspected to make sure they do that.
Like, guys, apart from knowing more or less my animals, like, again, I originally wanted to be a field biologist.
Yep.
I'm really good at knowing, like, proper, like, safety.
Operations safety. Yeah, that's the thing.
Because that's part of my job. That's part of my degree.
Yep. Hey, that's the thing. There's always going to be needs for more OSHA inspectors.
So I think that's part of the reason why I'm doing so good at these certifications, because I know this. Like, guys, at my original job at Needlers, they got on me because I wasn't up at the counter enough. But that's because I was taking those extra minutes to clean that department as thoroughly as possible because I didn't want us to get flagged by OSHA and have the place be shut down. And them telling me I need to be up there every 5 minutes was preventing that, and then they wouldn't be making any money. Regardless, literally, I've had 3 health inspections while I was at Needlers. Twice, they didn't get me on anything, and all other departments had at least one thing wrong.
Yeah.
Me, I was 0 across the whole board. There was only one time where OSHA got me on something, and that was the second review of the establishment, and they got me for, like, under the sink or something like that. And so, and then after that, when they came and reviewed me again, and they looked under that sink. They were like, "Oh shit, he freaking."
Yeah.
he actually listened to us. Like, I liked seeing all zeros across that board because that tells you I know what I'm doing while I'm at that department, and they didn't view it that way. Not OSHA.
Yeah.
OSHA has been fine with me.
Yeah.
It's the company. It was the company.
Yep.
I almost want to describe it as I was too good of a worker and they were trying to find something faulty with me. Like, guys, I stayed with them a good 3 years and never had a problem until my 3rd year. Like, it wasn't OSHA issues, which was what I wanted. It was customer issues. But the problem is, they weren't getting enough customers to begin with. They think they were losing customers because of me, because I wasn't up there constantly waiting on them. It's not true. That's why we had a bell. That's why anybody could have just walked up there and rang the fucking bell. I didn't... Like, there were some times I didn't hear the bell because I'm in the back working, sure, but I checked the front every so often. And if there was no one up there, I went back to work in the back because, guys, I'm a type of person who has to constantly be doing something. Like, I do not like to sit around doing nothing, and I told my trainer that at Dollar General. But he insisted he wanted to tear himself up rather than have me tear myself up. So, yeah, Needler's was something, but at least Needler's treated me better than my last job. My last job let me go because I damaged a reflector that was out of my control. Like, I had a near-death situation and a reflector on one of our flatbeds got just broke. Like, it didn't get destroyed, but it just broke. That's it. Yeah, and right now Dollar General is... Like, it's going fine so far, but I haven't got really into it yet, so I'm waiting to hear complaints from my supervisor. Hey, you're not operating efficiently enough. Well, that's because I don't have someone to help me. But people have been doing this on their own for a long time. It's like, yeah, and I'm not like most people. I'm a different person. How come he can do it and you can't? Not everybody can.
He's not doing it as well.
Like, just because someone can operate a machine on their own doesn't mean they need help from time to time.
Yeah.
Like for instance, my trainer, he can operate a conveyor belt that's a 1 and like a half on his own. But anything above that, he has to have help. And I think this is a job where there has to be at least 2 people per line, no matter what the speed. And they have a job fair every Wednesday. So they obviously need the people, so I think they could do that.
Yeah.
They seem like they want new people. But they only have a job fair every week because people quit very quickly. Because they see how hard the job is. And guys, the only time I felt like I should quit was actually the last time I worked, where they operated Thursday like Friday. And I'm a new guy just starting in, and it sucked. Like, I could barely keep up. I wasn't getting as as hydrated as I wanted. Like, guys, I'm constantly getting dehydrated at work. That's my only issue right now. So I'm going to try to work my way into a maintenance position after like a year or so of doing the sorting. I just gotta be careful with this job because I can get seriously hurt. Like, I almost smashed my hand the other day.
Yeah, don't crush your hand. That's gonna be real bad.
Like, what was happening was, one of the carts wouldn't get in the position I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it wouldn't scoot in all the way. It was getting caught in by the other cart. So I tried to force push it in, and I almost smashed my hand. But at least I got it in.
Yeah.
Like, I almost smashed it between that cart I was pushing and the other cart. But yeah, my new job is frustrating, but simple. Because all I have to do is load a truck. And sometimes unload a truck, but I haven't experienced unloading a truck just yet. I'm sure I will. But yeah, guys, my supervisor told me I was operating at like a 70% out of 100.
Apparently, it's not bad. Like, that's pretty
No,
good.
it's average.
Yeah.
And before that, I was 100%. Because the reason I was 100% was they had me on a lane that was like a 0.2, 0.3, and I can operate one of those just fine.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have time to go back and forth between the conveyor and the truck. When it starts getting to a 0.7 that acts like a 1, that's when it starts hitting me.
Yeah.
Like, guys, I can probably say I can operate a 0.5, 0.6 on my own just fine. Anything 7 and above, that's when I'm going to struggle.
Yeah.
Yeah, my trainer told me you will have days where the line will just be all the way up. So, as long as I'm still doing my work, I think I can take my time, but the other issue is, besides, like, you know, not having help, I don't know what the bells mean. Like, there's bells where you go to lunch, there's the 95 bell, there's the 85 bell, and I rarely ever know which bell it was that rang. And my trainer told me, oh yeah, when you hear this bell, you can set up your next line. It's like, yeah, but the problem is I don't know the bells. I don't know them.
Yeah.
Like, by the 95 bell, you need to have your batch put in before you move on to the next lane.
Mm-hmm.
Like, by the end of each batch, you want to have only 2 carts roughly on your lane.
Yeah.
Because of how they ran Thursday, I couldn't really do that.
Mm-hmm.
It was way, way too fast-paced. Guys, you have no idea how bad I'm sweating. Like, again, the air conditioning is, like, the air conditioner is on me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sweating. Like, really badly.
Yeah. It's pretty bad in here.
This Sobble is terrible. I've not seen it this entire time. Yeah, sorry guys, we've kind of run out of things.
Yeah. Well, right now I'm trying to look up stuff for, like, year-end stuff. And that's, distracting me a bit. We actually are almost completely done with all the year, like, all the end-of-year stuff, guys. Which is very good.
Yeah, right now we have a couple light things.
Yeah,
like
we gotta do some cleanup.
Do some thumbnail fixes.
Yeah. I think, did we do the title checks? Did we?
Yeah.
Like well, I'm saying, like, to make sure everything was capitalized,
yeah.
stuff like that. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much what the title checks are. They're also spelling checks.
Well, yeah, spelling, title, checks.
That's all been done.
Okay, good.
Like, the only things left are description and thumbnails.
Yeah. Which is kind of difficult right now with the computer being MIA.
Well, it's not missing.
Well, I mean, it's missing from the office. It's, you know, off being repaired.
Like, if something's MIA, it means it's missing, it's gone. We don't know where it is.
Okay, it's down. Is that better?
Yes.
Ah. Oh, that reminds me. I can't think of what it was.
Honestly, I think it would have been better if it was KIA, which is killed in action, which is true.
Here's the thing, I don't even know if I can say it was killed in action, because the problem was it was... We had it. It was, like, it was on.
I mean, we were using it,
like,
so it technically
well, what I'm
wasn't
saying was, like,
action.
it was working at the beginning of the day. Then I went over, like, it was, yeah, I went over to check it at the end of the day, and it wasn't working. So, like, I went to work, came back, and now it's broken. And just the power was off. And I was like, well, what? So, I'm not even, it wasn't really even in action, it was in idling. He wasn't even doing anything. So.
Yeah, by the way, guys, I do have my Team Shiny shirt on, my Shiny Gardevoir shirt. They do have an iron... Not iron leaves, it's, what is Gardevoir called again? Iron something.
I don't know any of the... I don't know any
Iron
of the...
Valley?
No. I don't know any of the,
I think it's Iron Valley.
Any of the time-traveling Pokemon. The past or futures.
Yeah, Iron Valiant. Yeah, they do have an Iron Valiant shirt now. I do want to get it, guys. I really do. But I'm saving up my money, so I will get it as soon as I can. Oh, a lot of new shirts now. One shirt I really want is the white Umbreon shiny shirt. It'll look so good, the blue and the white together.
Yeah.
I honestly wanted this Gardevoir in a white shirt, but it was only like light blue, which it didn't work. Black, which I didn't really want, but that was the alternative if I couldn't get white. And I think there was like a beige or something like that. It was something weird, and I'm like, only one looks good is black, so I guess I'm going with black.
Yeah. Give me a second, guys. I'm feeling a bit crappy, so I'm gonna lay down over here. I'll be off to the side.
I wonder if it's heat exhaustion or from drinking only pop, because I get sick when, like, my stomach feels like shit if I drink only pop and I've eaten nothing.
Yeah, I don't know if it's that. Close my eyes, cover up my face.
When I close my eyes, you're all I see. God, I haven't heard that song in a good while. I think that's a Kenny Chesney song. If it's not, it's a Play Walker. Your eyes are hot?
Yeah, that happened.
Yeah, normally it's my back, my stomach, my head.
Yeah. I find that when I'm like in many situations, like when I'm sick, you know, I'll get the standard thing where my forehead's hot, cheeks and neck are hot, but my eyes get hot. Or
That's strange.
yeah. I just get a lot of heat in my eye region. So like one of the things I do to cool myself off is like not only do I have something on my head, I have it literally on my eyes.
If you get a sleeping mask, you can put the sleeping mask on and the ice pack in it.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, guys, I actually sleep with a sleeping mask on. The reason I do is because I don't. Before I was put on my medication to help me sleep at night, I would get woken up by the sun and would stay up because of the glare. Yeah. And I'm just like, well, I guess I'm up. And then I'm like, do I want a sleeping mask? Nah. And then after a while of just kept waking up because of the sun's glare, I'm like, no, I need a sleeping mask.
Which is funny because you used to have the light on all the time.
I still have a night light.
Well, yeah, but it's just like, I don't... It's one of those things that you have it, but it's not even that helpful, given the fact that you have a figure out now, you can't see anything.
It's, like, guys, when I was a kid, I was very afraid of the dark, as well as a couple other things. But one of my issues was, if it's pitch black in my fucking room, I can't see where I'm going. So, when I was a kid, I would step on, like, my Legos that are on the floor. I broke a couple discs and was not happy. So I started sleeping with a nightlight so I can see where everything is.
Yeah, it's like, I definitely get it. Having, like, a low intensity light is very useful.
I also kept hitting my knees on shit.
Well, you do that in the daylight.
Well, in the daylight, it's my arms.
It's like, hell, you do that here. Like, I can't count the number of times that you have hit your knee or elbow or something on just this table.
Sometimes I find that I'm a little off balance. I'm worried I might be getting Parkinson's.
Probably not that, but it could be, but I'm gonna guess it's probably just, you know...
Like, sometimes
general,
I almost fall over because I'm just that out of balance, and I don't know why.
Interesting.
I've managed to catch myself every time.
Yeah.
But I know one of these days I'm gonna freaking fall. And I'm gonna fall bad.
Yeah, guys, I'm gonna go get some water, so I'll be back.
Like, there was a few times I've fallen in my life. I fell off my bike and scraped my knee pretty bad. I have fallen off the stairs. I've fallen up the stairs. Both at home and at school. But, I've had a few moments in the last couple years where I just feel off balance and I almost fall over. Like I said, I've managed to catch myself every time. I've not fallen just yet, but I'm worried I'm close. As in, since I'm working at a job where I'm walking on concrete all the time and making my legs worse, it might increase my risks of falling over. Oh, by the way, guys, speaking of, like, things wrong with younger bro, remember how yesterday I said, oh yeah, I haven't had a stomach ache at night in a while, so hopefully that's gone away.
No.
Last night, that happened.
Yeah.
Like, literally, that night, I said, I haven't had a
the
stomach.
The universe determined. Fuck you.
Screw me. Yeah. I guess some good news. You know how I submitted for, like, financial assistance for, hospital stuff?
Vaguely. Actually, no, I'm not even sure I knew about that.
Oh, you didn't know? Okay, so, my financial assistance with that expired quite some time ago. And they're like, you know what, try applying for it again, maybe you'll get it. And I'm like, I'm doubtful I'll get it twice in a row, but I can try. Just got the letter today.
Yeah.
Got approved.
Alright.
I got it twice in a row!
Okay. Whatever.
But I don't know if it's a shorter time or around the same length. It's another 6 months. So I might use it to get my wisdom teeth pulled, maybe.
This says I didn't count?
Yes.
That's weird. I didn't think dental usually counted.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it did. So, I'm going to tell Father about it and see if maybe he can schedule to get my wisdom teeth taken out. And if that happens, guys, I'm going to be bedridden for a while.
Yeah.
Like, we might be able to stream in my games, but there might be days where I can't talk.
It's interesting. I don't remember. I remember getting my wisdom teeth taken out, but it must have been on a Friday. I don't remember missing any work for it.
Yeah, you must have got lucky.
I don't remember.
Like, you did it on a Friday and you had the weekend and you were fine by Monday.
Something, but yeah. Well, I also drove there and drove back. So like, it wasn't even like, it wasn't even out of it.
Wait, you weren't knocked out?
They don't put you out for wisdom teeth. You're awake the whole time. You hear it.
I think you can be I think you can request.
Yeah, but usually that costs a lot more, and it.
But I'm saying, like, with my.
Yeah, I don't know if that's covered, but yeah, it's. Yeah, but I think you can be knocked out, but generally, like, yeah.
Guys, honestly, I don't want to be awake for. Like, guys, I don't even want to be awake for normal teeth being pulled.
You don't feel it that much. You feel it in so much as, like, you feel the tug, but there's no pain. It's literally just, it just literally feels like they're, like when they're, like when they do any, like, gripping on it, you can tell that there's, like, tension in there, but you can't feel any pain from it.
Like, I hate it, though.
The biggest
really
problems are sounds. It's like, if they have to do any drilling, you'll hear that, and it's like,
I've had, like, guys, I've had so many teeth pulled, you don't have any clue. Like, I hear the drilling, and the last time I got my teeth pulled, I nearly felt every single one, especially this top one. This top one was the worst of them. Oh, I really don't want to go through my wisdom teeth being taken out while I'm awake, so I think I might request to be knocked out.
If you can, I recommend it, but yeah, it's ugh. Well, and mine are fucked up anyways, because
yeah,
they went to pull one because it was impinging on a nerve, and then they pulled all the rest of them and not that one because it was impinging too much on the nerve, and they were worried that I would not have any feeling in my mouth ever again. So the one that they needed to pull and it did the whole thing for was the one they couldn't remove, and so I have 3 wisdom teeth taken out that were fine. Like, they were impacted, but it's like, who cares?
Yeah, so maybe that other one you might have needed it to be surgically removed.
Well, that's the problem, is they can't. It's the nerve literally is in or very near the roots. So it's like, if they tried to do so, it is very likely to damage the nerve. So that's why they're like, yeah, as long as there's not a problem, we're not touching that. Because it would just be completely unsafe to do so.
Yeah, speaking of teeth issues, I have this one teeth in the bottom right of my jaw. It's not doing too well. Like, I keep brushing it, but it keeps hurting really bad. Every time I brush it. Like, it's fine right now. Like, I can eat with it and stuff like that, but every time I brush it, it bleeds or is in pain.
No, that's a problem.
It's not as bad as it was, so I think it's getting better, but I'm worried I'm gonna have to get a lot of my teeth pulled again. And guys, I've been doing really well with my teeth. I've been brushing 3 times a day. Like, I've taken better care of my teeth since I was a kid. And I really, really don't want all my teeth yanked out like my mother has.
Well, that was extenuating circumstances. I don't think you need to worry about that.
Well, if I lose too many teeth, I might have to. Or I might have to wear a retainer or get, what is it, like teeth implants? Is that what they're
Something
called?
like that.
But unfortunately, those cost a lot of money. I mean, I don't know if I could do that with my financial assistance, but I know I can get my wisdom teeth pulled with the financial assistance. Like, will those teeth implants also get infected? Or are they
Probably.
or are they just not possible to get infected?
I mean, I'd assume so. They're still teeth.
But they're not real teeth.
Well, yeah, but they don't. Generally speaking, teeth don't get infected inside the tooth. They get infected around the tooth.
Oh, a lot of my infections have been inside.
Oh, that's a problem. That's like a real big problem. Like, like cavities are a thing, but like that's
like
a surface problem.
More
but
than
if you're
half
getting
my
stuff
teeth
inside, that's real bad. Like, very, very bad.
Like, that's why I chipped one of these teeth, because it was so badly decayed when I was chewing on some food it chipped, and I pulled more than half of that tooth out. But it's still fine. It's just, guys, that chipped tooth is still in my mouth. Like, it took it getting chipped so it could get properly cleaned.
Nothing younger bro is saying is comfortable to me right now.
But yeah, it was this.
Can we move on to a different topic, please?
Yeah,
Anything
like,
else?
I had a couple other front teeth that were being decayed from, you know, normal, not inside. And I have a big tooth in my mouth as well that was decaying, but luckily I finally replaced my toothbrush.
Okay, well, plus side, I can do the thumbnail work because the drive still has the new thumbnail, which is good.
Yeah.
So I can do that later.
Did you put a thumbnail on the stream tonight?
Let me confirm that. I believe I did.
I think you did too, actually. I think you also did the end credits as well.
Yes, I did. I can feel it calling in the air tonight.
Now, also, Older Bro's silver laptop is working again, more or less.
I mean, here's the thing. It was always working. It's that...
But I know you've had some issues with it.
Well, yeah. The issues I have with it are still happening. In that the fan still makes a sound every so often. But as long as it's on a flat surface and doesn't move, it's usually perfectly fine. The other thing with it was that it was having battery issues. Which I finally got it to charge. So it just needed to charge really well. So it's fine now.
Okay.
So, like, I've been taking it to work and have used it occasionally to
do some channel stuff.
Yeah. So, perfectly fine. It just, you know, I hadn't been using it in a while.
Yeah.
It is a very good resource.
My red laptop still works, and I can do channel stuff for it on the go. But I can't really take it to work, and I don't think it'd be a good idea to take it to work. And the only time I would use it is at, I don't know, my grandparents or
Yeah,
on
so it's just like,
vacation. So it just kind of sits under my desk.
Yeah. Also, that laptop wasn't that good.
Yeah, 500 gig laptop.
It was pretty bad. Like, it was pretty bad when you got it.
Yeah, the only games it could run was visual novels.
Yeah, I don't recommend that laptop.
It also ran JPOG fine.
Which is fucking weird. That doesn't make any sense to me. Okay. I don't know if this is actually a person in the chat or just a bot. And I apologize for calling people out who aren't saying anything, and I normally don't. However, I needed to point out this name. Just like that. That's such a good name. So, for context, for anyone who is not able to look at the members of people in our chat, it is Hentai Chan, spelled Hentye Chan. So I'm just like, that's good. That's good. So, Tai Chi. Oh, neither of these is... No.
Oh, God.
Now I clicked on a viewer, and now it's like, oh, every time you open up the chat, you have to look at this viewer.
So I clicked on their review of my review.
Their review of my review. Yeah. No. Yeah.
I was criticizing digital homicide games without even knowing it.
That was so good. That was actually really good when Jim Sterling was just like, oh, it turns out these games I thought were shit actually were secretly by Digital Homicide. I wasn't aware of it. And other people found it out.
Yeah, Tempered Tantrum is probably, and whatever game Jim Sterling praised, Those were probably the only like 2 games that were really
Timber
well
Tan-
done.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem with a lot of Digital Homicide games. They were just a lot of cobbled together shitty assets that had really no artistic cohesion behind them. Temper Tantrum was at least better cobbled together than most, but it still wasn't a good game. The game was literally just, you are a baby. Run around and break shit.
And people
that
liked it.
And it's just like... So it's not... It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't good by any means.
I don't even know if we're still able to play some of those games.
Probably not. Well, actually, not on Steam you can't, because they got bricked from Steam.
They got bricked from Steam.
Yeah, Steam literally ended any business relationship with them. So unless they made new accounts unrelated with games...
Technically, you can play their games. They have a site. So we could still play some Digital Homicide games.
But we have no interest in doing so.
I mean, I have some interest in Temper Tantrum.
But,
So, will I eventually play Temper Tantrum? Yeah, maybe. If we're able to play those games. Yeah, how many reviews of Digital Homicide has Jim Sterling done now? Like,
so many.
4?
So many.
Well, it's almost the 10-year anniversary. Enjoy.
I'm trying to find the video where he played that last game. Because I remember him talking about it, and him being like... The response he gave to it was... I think the response he specifically gave was, I'm not certain all of these are assets, but if they are all assets, they at least have an artistic style to them that all fit together. And, like, he was actually reasonably enjoying the game. Of, like, it was, like, generic, but he was, like... He even said in that video, like... Yeah, if this is the next, like, progression of Digital Homicide, like, it's looking up. Like, he praised the game for being okay game.
And he actually said in one of his reviews, like, I will be the first to congratulate Digital Homicide for making a good game. Yeah,
he said that. It's like, I will be the first in line to give them credit where credit is due for a good game. And he did!
He did.
Not only did he specifically was like, one of the Romine brothers was in chat.
Which is funny.
In the game, like, as a dev, while he was there, and he talked with the guy in chat. So it's like, he even was, and, like, he was, like, even said, like, it doesn't look bad. So it's like, he literally gave them praise directly to their face. And it's like, it was so sad when they sued him afterwards, where it was like, dude, I'm not even
praised
like
you.
I'm giving you credit. This game was good. Like, you were on the up. Like, what do you want from me?
Money.
Like, but yeah, I still think that Jim's statement was fundamentally correct when he said, when you think of Jim Sterling, you think of Jim Sterling. When you think of Digital Homicide, you think of Jim Sterling.
So thank you, Digital Homicide, for kicking off my career.
It's not even that it kicked off his career, but it did give the whole world the line that they will always remember of, he's Jim effing Sterling, son.
Just quickly became my new favorite.
Yeah,
phrase.
that was basically like the line. So if one thing you can say about Digital Homicide, they made Jim Sterling's identity. They solidified it into existence. Without them, Jim Sterling would not be the man he is today, which actually right now is, I believe, a trans woman. But that's not relevant to the Digital Homicide lawsuit.
After all, they coined the phrase themselves. I'm Jim fucking
Yeah,
Sterling.
they coined the phrase themselves.
So good.
I'm trying to find a playlist of all the Jim Sterling, like... Oh, maybe it was this one.
Yeah, we haven't really had that level of, like, viewership, like, backlash. We did have in one instance, guys, where somebody copyrighted Far Cry, and they had no licensing holding at all. Like, they had no right to claim our video.
Dungeons of Cragmore.
Like, they didn't own anything.
Yeah. Dungeons of Cragmore was the game. With the top comment being, in other news, meteorologists in hell are reporting abnormally low temperatures. The context being that hell was literally freezing over from the existence of this game. Somebody else responds by, this looks actually damn competent. Which is something you cannot say.
I'm sure I'm in the comment section somewhere. Either as my Crimson account or my Younger Bear account. I can't remember what accounts I commented them with. I haven't watched Jim Sterling in quite some time. Would you believe I've been focused on other videos? Like right now, I'm binge watching Gumball again.
Yeah, Jim Sterling literally fights Robert Romine in the game because the dev literally goes out of like admin invisibility and like has a fight with him. It's just so good. Like,
and then he sues him. It's like, wow, you sued me because I beat you in your own game.
No, actually, Robert Romine actually won the encounter, and he in the chat he just gave the tongue out emoji. So it was like the most playful, like nice encounter. It was like everyone was just like, it was so good though, like.
And then they smashed themselves. Not in that way. They just wanted to hit the gas on their car and keep going. But unfortunately, your gas will run out. You have to stop sometime to refuel. And they couldn't.
Yeah, everyone just saying, even if it's an asset flip, it's a cohesive art style. Which that's the problem. Because that's the problem people don't understand. So many game devs, because of asset flippers, say, well, but I'm so worried about using these stock assets and these stock animations in my game. And here's the thing, it's fine. It's not a problem to buy an asset. It's not a problem to buy an animation or some like stuff that someone else has developed for your game.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Look at Half-Life 2 Jurassic Park mod.
Yeah, know what I'm talking about. But like I'm saying, like it's fine to go on the Unity store and buy some stuff for your game. But if you're doing that, you need to make sure that either A, the art style of the original asset already fits with your game, if it's an asset, or B, if it doesn't fit with it, that you modify it. That's all you have to do. It's fine to take the base work out of it, and take all the, like, look at our characters. Our characters are not original to us. They're Goombas. They're literally, they started out as the, like, art assets of the characters from the game as interpreted by someone else. It was we basically started out from a DeviantArt image of our own characters because it was the most...
We stole ourselves from Paper Mario.
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's like I started out with the pictures of the assets in Paper Mario and a DeviantArt image of those assets from Paper Mario in a high-res format. And I then refined them over the course of 5 fucking years, and now they're completely indistinguishable. They're completely incomparable. You couldn't look at those and even say, like, oh yeah, this looks like this guy's DeviantArt image. That's all you gotta do. It's fine to take base artwork and modify it. You just have to make the modifications so much that it fits with what you're doing. If you need a stock animation asset, that's fine. Nobody's gonna sit back and say, oh, your game is 0 out of 10 because you bought a Unity animation asset. It's fine. You just have to make sure that your game is consistent. That the stuff you made and the stuff you bought fit together. If they don't fit together, then you either have to not use them or make them fit together by altering them. And that's it. It's a simple thing.
Yeah, if we end up making our visual novel game, should we just put us in the background?
We'll see about it.
Like our game.
The problem... Well, here's the
problem.
problem. It's easy for Game Grumps because they own their own likenesses, whereas
we just put us on
we're
shirts.
Goombas, and so it's more difficult.
We just put us on shirts.
Yeah.
Like, main girl has a younger bro shirt, and the main girl you like has the older bro shirt. That'd be funny. Yeah, guys, we really want more games like Katawa Shoujo. If they exist, they're in Japan only, and we can play some like Japan only video games for Switch, but we haven't started that yet. We plan to do so soon. Like, I might make one of them be a Valentine's Day special, maybe. But right now, our Valentine's Day specials are booked, and so are our Halloween specials. And Christmas. Actually, yeah, we already have the next ones planned.
I'm trying to see if this game is still...
playable.
Yeah.
I know Digital
not seeing
Homicide
anything.
had its own website, so maybe we can get it from there.
Yeah, I'd prefer not to do that.
But I don't know if they had it taken down. They might have. After the lawsuit, maybe.
It looks like there's a comment on here saying dead game.
So all their games may have been delisted.
Yeah, so it looks like you can't play the game because there are no servers.
So they're delisted.
Yeah.
Dang. Disappointing. But not entirely. Like, I'm disappointed that I might not be able to play Temper Tantrum, but... yeah. Oh well. I'm not gonna cry about it.
What I don't understand is, it doesn't... The way they word this is, it says, Digital Homicide Studios, join us. In this post where they talk about... Where they're talking about, like...
Oh, sorry guys,
here's how you contact us. And it's like, what do you mean by join us?
Yeah, sorry guys, I didn't say. We are at 1,200 encounters, but we're 7 encounters over that now.
Yeah.
Alright, I didn't say.
Still say they should have called their company Digital Suicide. Which would have been more correct.
They rebranded.
Yeah. Their games are all free and terrible.
They're free.
Last they checked. Yeah, looks like it's no longer there.
It's all gone. And the bad news is you're gone.
Delisted Games has a thing for Digital Homicide Studios. It looks like they're available. Many of them are available as a. Oh no, it's no longer available. Looks like they had a bundle of Digital Homicide games. No, that doesn't even make sense. Yeah, it looks like you can get them on itch.io. But, again, some of them are not playable because they literally don't have servers. So. And also, there's literally shitty mobile games that are worth more to play than these games. So, the delisted games has, Digital Homicide Studios logo.
Yep.
It has all this information. It then has all the games that are delisted, and then video coverage. The Jimquisition video where he talks about getting sued by them. It's like, yep. Of course you did.
Yeah, a lot of their games were mainly this one puzzler game, but rebranded a couple times.
Yep, they were the exact same game, over and over again.
Like, that was the games I didn't really want to play.
Yep.
By Digital Homicide, but Temper Tantrum was probably one of their biggest ones. And Slaughtering Grounds was big, but only because Jim Sterling.
Yeah, digital homicides. It's just so sad. Like,
they ran their shit into the ground because they weren't after
all
Jim Sterling.
well, not even that. That's not even the problem. The fundamental problem was
shit.
No. The fundamental problem was that first off, I'm not even 100% sure it was actually two different people. In that, I know that James and Robert Remind were two different people. But the thing Jim has always said is, he's never spoken
to
the other brother. He only ever has talked to the one. And so I'm not even sure both these brothers worked together on these games, and it might have just been one of them. But even but even assuming that it's both brothers who both worked on this game, which I don't know. I wasn't there in the developing room of these games, but let's assume they both worked on these games. The fundamental problem at the end of the day was they made games, though they did not have that much gaming experience, and the games they made were not of good quality. And people explained to them that it was not of good quality. A good game developer fundamentally needs to stop and say, I am getting criticism about my game and its quality.
They couldn't take 1 ounce of criticism.
Yes.
Just like
they either
one
need
woman from Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah, either you have to say...
Oh, sorry, Kitchen.
Because that's the thing. It's perfectly fine to ignore criticism. We ignore criticism when it doesn't make any logical sense in our comment section. Like, if somebody says something, we'll object to what they're saying, and if they disagree, it's like, fine, we don't care, whatever.
Yeah, like somebody criticized me for sucking at the last boss in Big Game Hunter, but...
Yeah, it's like, that's fine,
it
whatever.
Sucked.
Yeah, it's like, it wasn't a good boss,
boss,
and it wasn't a good boss, and you didn't enjoy playing it, and you weren't good at it, and that's okay. We accept that criticism. You can also ignore the criticism. You can just say, no, I don't think my games are bad. And just ignore it. Either one of these is perfectly fine. Nobody would have had problems with Digital Homicide if they just made shit games and then just ignored everyone and just kept making shit games. It's like, they're making money off it.
But they went after even their fans.
It's the fact that they fundamentally couldn't take the criticism. And their response wasn't improve or do nothing. It was complain that the critics were being unfair to them. And it's like, here's the fact. The world isn't fair. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you think that what you're doing is the most important thing, or it's excellent, and there's no problems with it. The world doesn't give a shit what you think. People are going to form their own opinions about the things you make. You can either accept them and improve, ignore them, and that's it. That's really your only two options. If you do the third option, that James and Robert Romine did, which was attack the critics, what you get is nothing. you get the shit kicked out of you. It's like, no, a critic is not being unfair to you when they look at your game and say your game isn't good. Even if a critic is wrong. Because, for example, there was that one reviewer that played Cuphead, who gave it a bad review because he couldn't jump over the tutorial ledge. And so he gave it a very low score, saying that, like, oh, well, this game is too hard and shit. Even he cannot be sued for being unfair. His opinion may be wrong, but it's, at the end of the day, his opinion. It is never defamatory. Never defamatory for you to give your opinion. I can believe that certain people that have been sued and won a lawsuit shouldn't have won that lawsuit. I can believe that they should have been found guilty. That's not defamation. But it would be defamation to say they did do that. But if I say, it is my opinion that the court ruled incorrectly and they should have been found guilty, that is never, never, never defamation. Similarly, it is never, never defamation for you to say, this game is shit. Here, I can do it right now. I don't like Breath of the Wild 2. I don't like, I think Ocarina of Time is not a 10 out of 10 game anymore. Because it was a 10 out of 10 game when it came out 20 years ago, and it's not now. Nowadays, if you play that game and review it, it should be reviewed as a 5, 6, 7 out of 10 game. Because it's not... The game is old. The game has a lot of problems. It's got a lot of heart. It's still fun to play, but it's got a lot of problems. The 3D version improved some of those problems, and also has its own problems. But again, that's my opinion. It's not defamation. Opinion is never defamation.
Yeah, by the way, so this is a totally different topic.
Yeah.
So,
that's fine.
Do you remember when we were talking about Ellie and I was saying, oh yeah, she's on the verge of getting 2,000 subs?
Sure.
She hit it. She's at 2,000.
Good for her. Good for you, girl.
I don't know when she hit it.
Yeah.
The last episode I watched was at 1,900, and her video today, I looked at her sub, she was at 2,000. I'm like, yay.
Yeah.
I'm sure she's happy. But I haven't heard from her in a while. And it's not because she has a lot of commenters.
Yeah.
She doesn't. She has less commenters than Enlisted Leaf. I don't know what her job is. I
expect so.
But I think her job is, you know, she's not home.
Yeah.
Like, every minute of every day, and she doesn't remember to get to her comments.
Yeah, she gets the stuff like maybe once a week or so.
Like, it's fine that she doesn't get to my comments. I would appreciate if she would at least read them, but...
Yeah, it's like, it's one of those things where
but you can't know that.
Yeah, no. So it's like... It's understandable.
Like, I was her only comment on, like, the last 2 videos she posted.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like...
But,
and she could also just get tired of responding to you once in a while and just say, yeah, I'm just not going to respond to these videos. And that's fine, too.
I think what she does, I'm not sure. I can't confirm. I think she goes through every single one of her videos and comments to the same person on every video and just do, like, if she has the same commenter, she does a comment to all of that person first, then moves on to the next one, and then the next one. I think that's what she does. No. But I can't confirm. Yeah. I think what she actually does is she will get to your comment as soon as she can.
Yeah. Well,
which is fair.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we do too. So.
Yep. Yeah. I don't think I actually saw the. No, I think I did see the response to my post about INO.
Oh yeah, from Rod.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, guys, maybe one day we can invite another fellow YouTuber to our card opening videos and maybe have a pack battle with them. I'd like to do one with Ellie. I don't know if she'd be up for it, though. The problem is we would have to adjust to her time and my time.
Yeah.
So we'd have to figure that out.
Yeah.
And we could do it. She streams around 4 or 5 anyway, so...
Yeah.
All I know is she's in the same time zone as Russian. And
Like, is he UK or?
yeah,
like,
he's
what?
UK.
Yeah.
He lives in the same town as Ellie, I think. Which I think is England.
England? The town of England!
Sorry, London.
Yeah.
London,
I
England.
knew what you meant. I knew what you meant.
Main town of England.
Yeah. It's like, this is like that guy on Family Feud where they're doing a question of like, name a country, and the first person said France, and the second person said Paris. Just like, yep, country of Paris.
Anyway, I'm hot and sweaty,
No,
so
I got you.
I meant London.
Yeah, I knew what you meant. I knew exactly where you were going with that. Yeah. Paris!
That's a Pokemon.
Yeah, not what I meant, sure.
Search for Paris.
No.
We might do that one day. Yeah. Eventually I'll run out of like searches to do, guys. What's going to be really tough?
No, you won't. You will die before you run out of searches. There are 1,000 Pokemon and several, like
I'm like
several hundred trainers.
Yeah, I know. Like we might get through all the searches I want to do.
Yeah.
And I might get through some fan searches. The really tough ones are going to be the original Pokemon, like Charizard. Like those. Like, guys, what sucks is I would have to buy an original base set Charizard.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't do openings for anything older than
I was gonna say basically
like,
the previous,
like Sword and Shield, anything over.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's basically the previous card sets or previous card series to the
There's one set I want to make an exception for, and that was Celebrations.
Yeah.
Guys, there is a Gardevoir EX, Mega Gardevoir EX card that I never pulled that I want to pull.
Yeah.
Like, I want to pull it. I don't want to just buy it out, because I don't think that would be justice to the card.
Mm-hmm.
I want to try to pull it.
Yep.
So, guys, I have an idea planned for Generations. And Generations was actually the original set I opened for YouTube. I started with Generations, then went into Unbroken Bonds.
Sorry, my brain immediately went to with bonds unbroken.
So I did move Unbroken Bonds to this channel when I was doing a search for green, in a way, but I was only doing it for green's exploration. I never pulled that card. I had to buy it because I got tired of not owning that card. Like, I was literally exhausted. I'm like, I haven't pulled it. I'm buying it.
Yeah. And how dare you?
What worries me about that card is since I never pulled it, I don't have anything to confirm or deny if that's a fake card I bought or not, because it looked very shiny.
Yeah.
And I was worried it was fake. It's not. I promise you it's not. Because it's very, very hard to fake texture on a card. And Green's Exploration has texture. The one I have, so I'm assuming it is real. If it's not real, then I'll buy the real one when I can. But yeah, guys, if there was any card I want most right now besides the Marnie cards, it would be that Mega Gardevoir EX from Celebrations. It was a black EX card. Like, it had a black background, and the Pokemon just popped out so freaking well. Like, it was a gorgeous card. And I think it was the hardest card to pull in the set. Yet Unlisted Leaf pulled it at least 4 times from the Celebrations openings I've watched of him.
Of course he did.
So he has me beat on that card, but I destroyed him in Champions Path. I destroyed him. Like,
you fool!
Like, guys, again, so Unlisted Leaf never pulled Rainbow Rare Pierce from Champions Path, and it took Unlisted Leaf well over 400 packs to get his shiny Charizard from Champions Path. The first Marnie Collection box I opened for the channel, I got Rainbow Rare Pierce, and didn't know at the time that Unlisted Leaf had never pulled him. I found out soon after that video was uploaded that Unlisted Leaf never pulled that card, and he had to buy it. He's still never pulled it. And then a couple years later, it was years, I finally start my search for Marnie Part 1. I get that same Marnie's Collection box, and I pull Shiny Charizard out of Champions Path. I have only opened roughly about 30 packs of Champions Path, and I already got Rainbow Rare Pierce and Shiny Charizard.
Yeah. Fucking hell.
And I don't even think Rainbow Rare Pierce is in the top 10 hardest cards to pull in that set, unless Leaf just never pulled him. So,
yeah. As we have said, and will say many times again, guys, Younger Bro has a unique knack for taking any situation where he can find a way to say F you to someone, and if that requires luck, he will always succeed at it.
Like, I don't even think Unlisted Leaf is aware that I've beaten him on at least 3 cards.
I don't think Unlisted Leaf is aware of you. Even if he's responded to you, I don't think he has context for who you are and cares.
He has hearted at least a few of my comments.
Yeah, but I don't think that he recognizes you as more than a commenter.
But I beat him with Rainbow Rare Pierce, Charizard, and the other one I beat him in was our most recent video, which was our pack battle. I pulled alternate art Palkia in my first booster box.
Yeah. I will believe that Unlisted Leaf knows who you are when I see him comment on our videos. And no sooner.
Like, guys, my search, like, probably my biggest and best opening on this channel was Search for Marnie Part 2. 1 box, I pulled everybody's chase card, which was the Cynthia card.
Yeah.
Cynthia's Ambition. I pulled Akrinola. I pulled a gold card, the Ultra Ball, which is the 3rd hardest card to pull in the set. And a couple EX cards that were full arts. I think one of them was Honchkrow. I can't remember the other one. I think Whimsicott.
Whimsicott!
And then I pull my chase card, Marnie's Pride full art, which is the hardest trainer card to pull in Champions Path, besides Cynthia's Ambition.
Mm-hmm.
And I also pulled Akrinola's Premonition, which was the 3rd full art trainer card I wanted most. The second was
dear God!
The second was Gloria, and I never pulled Gloria, unfortunately. But guys, I pulled a shit ton of good cards from Brilliant Stars in just that opening. It was insane, and I'm glad I had Croc there to witness it, because I don't think Croc would have believed either me or Older Bro if he wasn't here or watching it.
By the way, I don't think I said this I don't think I said this to you specifically, but I might have. But the most recent card set that like, that I've opened up, I got 3 boxes of, which is, I think is the highest of any card set I have. Because, like, even the stuff in black and white, that's 2 boxes. This was a 3-box card set, which is like, holy shit, how many cards do these newer sets have?
I don't remember.
Yeah. And it's like a good third of the 3rd box.
Yeah, I don't keep my cards in these tiny deck boxes that Older Bro does.
Yeah.
I keep mine in binders, and
Yeah.
my binders usually hold all the cards. But my last binder I bought, it won't hold all of them, and I'm gonna have to replace it.
Yep. Oh Lord, no.
Because I didn't count them all correctly.
Yeah. Well, I've been doing a good job reducing my reducing waste. Because, like, I recently just went through and redid all of my card boxes, guys. So I now have combined boxes together for certain sets, where the sets take up too little space. So I think the maximum... It's usually, like, 2 or 3 sets might be in a box, but I think there's one that's 5 or 6. Because I just have no cards from any of the sets.
Yeah. And for me, I say keep my cards in binders. I keep the cards I'm doing searches for in binders. But if I'm not doing a search for a set, I have this big box of Pokemon cards I need to get another of because I'm running out of room. But I eventually want all of my cards in binders. Because I just want a big shelf of just all the Pokemon sets. And I can just read them like books anytime, and I can just look at my collection.
Yeah, and I want a similar thing with my deck boxes, where I can just put a deck box in, pull it out, and look at all the cards in it.
Yeah, and in my case, like, your cards are sleeved, my cards are double sleeved.
Yeah.
Because they're sleeved in the little sleeves. The sleevey time. And they are sleeved in the binder.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, I went through, I redid all my decks, putting them into small sets.
That reminds me, I need to grab those extra cards earlier.
Yep. And then I also redid all my extra cards, so instead of sorting them by type,
yeah, you sorted them.
I now have sorted them by year, so all the sets are now contained within more condensed spaces.
I'm sorting through what's
Which
left of you.
is still 12. It's 12 boxes or 12 tins full of cards, and each one of those tins has over 400 cards in it.
Yeah.
Well, except for the last one.
So those are his extra cards. I have extra cards too, guys. I'm trying to find a place that has like a trade day, and I haven't found anywhere yet.
Yeah, so I probably have around 4,500 to 5,000 extra cards. Extra cards. Not set cards. Extra cards.
But yeah, guys, if we do go to a trade day, we will try to get our Goomba mess by then and paint them blue.
Well, we won't necessarily do that live, but yeah, if we do something like that where we officially are showing up as Two Bros Game Night, not just two guys.
I thought about doing a vlog about them.
Yeah, maybe. That's what I'm saying. Like, if we do something official where we, like, show off that it's us, and then yeah, we'll make sure that we have proper non-identifying stuff.
Yeah.
But that's a ways off.
Like, I don't know if Pokemon card conventions have, like, trade days or anything like that. Speaking of which, we might need to, like, since I have a job now, maybe we can go to one.
Yeah, we'll look into it.
The last thing I heard about was a few towns away, but I think it already started and it's gone.
Yeah.
There might be a couple things this month, I can't remember. But yeah, guys, one of my dreams is to go to a Pokemon convention, any Pokemon card convention. I I would like to find a convention where all you do is trade, so I can get rid of a couple of my extra cards and I can trade them for stuff I want. But yeah, I would very, very much like to do that.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to look up our a convention center nearby to see what kind of stuff they have. What is that?
Yeah, I don't want to go one too soon. Maybe after a month. So maybe next month.
Well, I've got to find something we can go to. Before
Yeah,
I can do that.
before we can, yeah.
I have to find out what... Here's the problem. A lot of these conventions, they don't say what they are.
Really?
Well, because I'm looking on the website of the convention center.
But yeah, like guys, we're wanting like some custom-made masks, and we're also wanting some custom-made like maybe Pokemon mats. And I know I can get the Pokemon mats, but the problem is the custom-made Pokemon mats have play data on them, as in they have like where you place the Pokemon cards, like your deck here, your energy cards there. They have that on them, and I didn't want that. I wanted a completely plain Pokemon mat. That's why it was so hard for me to find a normal Marnie mat that didn't have all that shit on it.
That one
they go so fast.
Okay, I'll write this down.
We are at time, guys. I'll do the next batch, and then we'll probably be done for the day, because I am burning.
Yeah.
And also, it is 11 o'clock, so normally I would hard cut it right now, but since I don't work tomorrow, I am fine going a little bit over. But yeah, if we do go to convention, we probably should get the Goomba masks.
Yeah, we'll have to figure out how the hell that's gonna work.
I'm sure there's like a custom make your own mask on eBay somewhere.
Probably.
Yeah, what's going to be very interesting, if we go to a convention and they ask for our autographs. Can you sign my Pokemon card? Okay, guys, the timer has stopped, and we have still not found Shiny Sobble. Sorry we didn't go 3 hours today. Like we said, we had a very long video we had to record before this. So, that is going to have to be it for today's episode. So, like and subscribe to YouTube and Twitch. Comment to your videos. We do read them. Follow on Twitch. We are at 1,245 encounters. And we will see you guys in the next shiny hunt, which is still Sword and Shield. Goodbye.
Good night, everyone.